Oh, hello, and welcome back to Persona 5.
Guess the drug was too strong.
Anyway, we're here in the beginning
Wake 'em
again. It seems like we are replaying all of these old cutscenes. I could skip it, I guess, but...
You still don't get it, do you? Give it up! Come on, cooperate. What? You want another shot? Huh? What about the camera? Are you thinking it can be used as video evidence? Did you hear my question? Answer!
I mean, why would you even have a camera there?
Justice, blackmail, defamation, possession of weapons.
They're models.
Manslaughter too, yeah? Talk about the works.
I don't think there's anything I did that they can qualify as manslaughter. Murder, yes, but
Enjoying every second of it. Huh?
suggesting that what we did is manslaughter would be that it's a complete accident.
You should know your place.
That doesn't fit with their theory on how we played things out at all.
Sign here. It's a confession under your name. I see. I need your hand to sign this, but I don't care if you end up losing a leg. Don't expect to walk out of here in one piece. We are going to make you understand. One must take full responsibility for their actions.
And sometimes other people's actions. Cause we didn't do all the shit that we're taking responsibility for. And then apparently I spent a day being tortured.
Excuse me, but this area's off.
I'm Nijima from the Public Prosecutor's Office.
The prosecutor's office? What business do you have here?
Just let me through. It's urgent. There's something I need to confirm with the suspect.
Nijima-san, I believe this case is no longer in your jurisdiction. Besides...
Again, jurisdiction, not quite the right word there.
There's a call from your director. Hurry and get it over with. To be frank, you're being an inconvenience.
I thought I ordered you to stand by.
I'm responsible for this case, yet I'm not even being allowed an interrogation?
You're not responsible for the case anymore.
Bring it up.
Somebody else is responsible for it.
Confirm it for myself. This is my case.
Nope.
To you then. I won't be expecting much, though.
Prosecutor, I forgot to mention something important. Your time will be cut short. We can't permit you to talk with him for long.
And then I described about 7 months worth of events.
His methods are unknown. After all, we don't even know if it's safe to
So,
speak with him.
not sure how that time being cut short thing plays out.
Well done on making it this far, inmate. Now that you have traversed your long, perilous recollection, you truly have entered the present. The effects of that drug are gonna wear off soon. This is your golden...
Then can I remember the parts that I didn't hear?
From the brink of ruin. The evil influence who wishes you dead is fast approaching. If you want to win this unreasonable game, if you wish to take back your stolen future, Recall the bonds you formed with your allies, and grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin.
Again, I haven't done brilliantly with the whole... wait, how did I get here?
I see. So that's what led to your ending up here. What a disappointing end to the hero of justice.
Oh, who said anything about the end?
But I now have a general idea of the methods you used for your crimes. There's much more I'd like to ask, but my allotted time is nearly up. I do have a suggestion, though. Care to strike a deal? If you cooperate with me, I'll consider lightening your sentence.
And in
I have a
exchange...
responsibility to solve this case. I will win, even if it means brokering a deal with you. Your operation was leaked and you failed to change my heart. There's no point in being obstinate now.
You still haven't explained what you want.
Caused an uprising against its very existence. You'll most likely be given life imprisonment or the death penalty. Unless you accept my proposal.
Am I going to be tried as an adult?
I will read a list of people who are closest to you and this case. Tell me honestly whether or not the following are involved with the Phantom Thieves. First, the friend who you've been with since the day you transferred to Shujin, Ryuji Sakamoto. One of the victims of the
Really?
Kamoshida case.
He's the person I'm closest to? That's very disappointing.
Yusuke Kitagawa. The daughter of Wakaba Ishiki, Futaba Sakura. The heiress to the Okumura Foods legacy and daughter of its CEO, Haru Okumura. And the frequently probing student council president of Shujin Academy, Makoto Nijima. Those are your accomplices in the Phantom Thieves case, are they not?
I have no accomplices.
Your friends.
I did it all on my own.
Let me change the question.
Because I am that awesome.
That high schoolers could have pulled off these crimes by themselves. Were there not others outside of your direct group who encouraged your crimes or lent their aid? Not to repeat myself, but remember that your life will be forfeit if your sentence is not lightened. You had the cooperation of people outside your group, did you not? Can you tell me about them? I see. So you won't speak a word about either your teammates or your collaborators.
Weren't any.
Do you
All
even
me.
understand the position that you're in? Let's discuss one other person, Goro Akechi. There are reports that he was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves as well. Might he be a part of your team too?
No, that doesn't
Goro Akechi wasn't one
seem
of
like
you.
something he would do. Haven't you seen his TV interviews?
So be it. You clearly have no intention of bargaining with me. Even now, you're still acting as though you're a hero of justice. Your teammates have sacrificed you in order to escape, yet you wish to defend their honor? Why won't
No,
you
I sacrificed me in order for my teammates to escape.
Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who's made wrong choices. Justice? Then tell me, what is this justice you speak of?
Well, you know, it has very little to do with beating forced confessions out of people.
Simple response. You continue to stand firm. Are you implying that we have no evidence on you? You're right. We have nothing. And it doesn't help that your story sounds like a fairy tale. But many people have fallen victim to this. We need to learn the truth. The truth, huh? I don't even know what's right anymore. And it's all due to your strange story. After all this, you're still... Are you listening? The side effects of the truth serum should be wearing off. I won't be deceived by such a poor act.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have that much practice in...
Realized it too then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way
You know, now that you mention that,
you hadn't heard me.
I am hungry.
Hey, Can you hear me? It seems your mind is clearing up.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember things.
My time has run out. Although I find your story
What a strange coincidence of
with
timing.
you any longer. Huh? What are you getting at? That's right. No matter the results of this case, I won't be receiving credit. I even had to call
That
in a large
was
favor
not
just
the
to-
question I asked.
So, how did that thing we asked you to look into go? Nijima mentioned a special interrogation room, didn't she? Good. It looks like we can make this work if we lure them there.
Hey. Hey, are you listening?
I thought your time was up.
Time's up. We're done talking here. Goodbye.
Then why did you interrupt me
Why?
zoning out?
This is my job. Don't ask me such odd questions.
No, it's not. You're not on this case.
There's one last thing I want to ask you. There's something that's been bothering me
And
for
your
some
time is up.
Recently, I was removed from my post as head of this investigation and was told to remain on standby. A short while later, I received word you were caught in the act, within some bizarre phenomenon. But that was all I was told. You were told someone sold you out, correct? If that's true, who could it have been? Don't you have any idea?
Well, yes.
My suspicions were true in the end. Still, to think his true intention was to sell us out. All that's left is to figure out a way to hand it over. It's all up to you, leader. Okay then. Giving him the phone without arousing suspicion will be easier said than done. We'll be counting on you to pull this one off.
Which phone?
What's wrong? Might you have an idea as to who sold you out? What do you recall? If you know something, you must tell me. I won't allow things to end like this. You mean this? I've been told the lock on it is quite complicated, but it's only a matter of time until it's cracked. What's so important about this smartphone? Are you going to unlock it and show me the data?
Let's let her sleep. She hasn't slept for days while she's been getting that app ready. Now we gotta figure out a way to show him the phone.
Okay, apparently for this one I can't understand what's going on, despite the fact that before I've been able to.
You need to show your phone to the true culprit. You know, the traitor.
Hey! What are you trying to get at here? And what about this smartphone? The true culprit?
Yeah, as in, not me.
Stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the...
They're not being super subtle, are they?
Please. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to? Not a teammate? My god. You're referring to
Wait,
him.
she actually worked it out? I said none of them were my teammates.
That's it? What are you plotting? I can't even begin to fathom it. But it appears my time is up. This is as far as our conversation can go. This will be my last involvement with this case. Very well. I've listened to your whole story, so I may as well play along to the end.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Look in your eyes. I used to view the
When
world
someone who's a highly, strongly suspected criminal
Place my bet on you. I just need to show
asks
them
you to
the
do
phone.
something, if you've been listening to them for long enough, you have to.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou
Wait.
hast turned a vow into a blood by Banj. Thou hast a
This was not at 9. Ooh, good reward.
All right. All right.
I'll be going now. What good will this do, though?
Apparently I don't have an answer for that.
Akechi-kun? Why are you here?
Why do you seem so surprised?
I needed my director to step in to get access, and I was directly responsible for this case. How did you get approval?
For the same reason you did. I am heading up the investigation team after all. It's only natural I'd have the right to interrogate our culprit as well, don't you think?
They assigned you command?
Yeah, that seems
That was a joke, of course.
completely ridiculous.
I'm merely here to assist with the public security interrogation. I am surprised it's this far underground, though. There aren't any others incarcerated here, yes? Nobody would ever know if things got a little violent.
If I remember correctly...
So are the security cameras
another culprit
fake
besides
or
the
what?
Phantom Thieves?
That was but a lie I spread to set them up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had deceived you too, Sai-san. After all, if you wish to trick your enemies, you must first trick your allies.
Only if you don't trust your allies.
The one who sold out the Phantom Thieves. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to? My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
Is there a problem?
Akechi-kun, does this phone look familiar to you?
Excuse me?
This phone. Does it look familiar?
What is this phone?
It belonged to the leader of the Phantom Thieves. I believe you'll need it for your investigation.
Not personally. I was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves myself, remember?
True. This is undoubtedly a great accomplishment. Good luck in there.
Foolish woman.
Where did the guards go? Well, there's one.
You accompany me? Going in unarmed to interrogate a murderer makes me uncomfortable.
Huh? What are you?
The guard had a silenced pistol?
I owe you for all of this. Thanks. That's right. You and your little friends were vital to our plan, and now it will be completed. Your popularity truly was quite stunning. That just made using you all the more worthwhile.
Really? This makes my bond with him deeper?
All right.
Yeah.
Have you finally pieced it all together? Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
And then I died. So yeah. It's not the happiest ending to a game. But yes, obviously this is not quite the ending. There will be more things. if you wanted it to look like a suicide, shouldn't you have put it to the side of my head? Just the shape of a gun makes that shot not as reasonable. I feel like you're not actually a very good evil mastermind.
My job is complete. I've told you not to call me by name. Regardless, all that's left is to deal with the remnants.
The continued deaths of these teenagers would be a bit much, don't you think? I considered making it appear they had a falling out, but that would only amplify public frenzy. It would be best to have each of them meet with an unfortunate accident once the storm blows over.
Is there any possibility they'll want to avenge their leader?
Almost certainly.
They're nothing but cattle anyway. They have no backbone without his guidance.
Are you that oblivious, or are you scheming?
They will live their lives cowering in fear of death. An apt punishment for obstructing our work.
Make sure to kill that strange cat once you find it as well.
Understood. Though I doubt there's anything to worry about. It's merely a cat, after all.
More importantly, they should be dealing with this suicide right about now. Things will become quite busy once the word gets out. I'll need to prepare my comments on the matter.
I must be prepared to deal with it on my end as well. Beyond that, what of the director of the Special Investigations Unit?
Perhaps he'll be struck by a mysterious illness sometime soon.
See? This is why you shouldn't be the underling to an evil mastermind.
It can't be. Even me. God damn it. She.
Does everyone have the same ringtone?
Showing him this phone. The Phantom Thief Alibaba? Who is this?
The Phantom Thief Alibaba.
A member of the Phantom Thieves. I inquire as to your justice. Sai Nijima.
How do they know I have this?
Maybe
Akechi is evil.
use the modulator a bit more.
Interrogate the captured Phantom Thief. He came to kill him.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence,
Alright.
though.
That explains why the guard has a silencer, maybe.
Don't trust the guard either. He's an accomplice as well. Now then, I'll tell you detailed steps to take. You must save him.
You want me to save him?
Maybe we should do the saving before someone is shot in the head. And everyone jumps in and out of the
What is
cognitive world.
Nothing. Anyway, what brings you here? I thought you were done with your business.
Did anyone else stop by? Nobody?
There'd be no reason for anyone else to come down here.
Yes,
Guys.
the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So it's all true.
Of course it's true. Is something the matter?
It's Akechi-kun. He had to take a sudden call, so he won't be able to make it down today.
Huh?
And that is where the reason for something,
Instead.
someone to come down.
You? But
You know, if you stay here, they'll likely get rid of you to eliminate any evidence. I suggest you go into hiding at once if you value your life.
yes, ma'am.
And don't say a word of what transpired here. Trust nobody. Forget this ever happened.
return to our continued report. This morning, the police have announced that they've detained a suspect who may in fact be the leader of the Phantom Thieves group. The suspect is reported to be a young man who's...
Can I get you to look over here?
On.
I'm sorry.
Why are they mispronouncing her name?
You got caught. That group sure was something.
Yeah.
So the next shoot got me thinking. How about we have you do an idol thing, you know? That cool?
What a surprise to think that the one behind all this is just a minor.
But considering how quickly they announced his arrest, the police must surely be confident in the outcome of this case.
Well, I'll be. Goodness, look at you now. It's been a while, Ryuji.
Huh?
You
Yeah.
stopped visiting so abruptly, everyone was worried about you. It's your
Oh, he
second.
broke his leg.
Are you still doing track and field? I'd love to see you run again.
Also, the young man continues to remain silent, refusing to implicate any potential accomplices. However, considering...
Right, he has drawn a tiny bird.
Yeah.
You seemed stumped for once. Not feeling it today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. Just do as normal at your own pace. With your skills, there's no need to worry about your future.
Normal. Right.
He's just a high school student. How do you think he was contacting the others?
The police here can search any online communications. His accomplices may slip up eventually.
Still, it seems
Or they just have my phone. I have lots of conversations with people discussing the Phantom Thieves.
You never turned it in? That's quite the surprise. I thought I lost it this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Well, your grades are excellent. And you're student council president. I'm sure you'll be admitted anywhere you apply. That one Phantom Thief should have followed your example. You hear? It seems he was caught. Some high schooler. I wonder why he turned to a life of crime.
Well, I don't know why you're wondering that. I assume you're the guidance counselor.
For assault.
Because of his previous record, he had to leave his hometown. Perhaps his motive lies there.
I believe your father can rest in peace now. That Phantom Thief could never have changed anything. Only a handful of people are qualified to alter the world. So you've been coming home late. That's what I've heard.
Why are you two in the same limo?
We have breaking news. The young
I'm,
man held in custody has committed suicide. The police have confirmed his death, although details have not been released. To repeat, the suspect has committed suicide while in
custody. This station will continue to report any further updates as they arrive.
It may be difficult to uncover his methods now. Perhaps that's why he decided to take this course of action.
It can't be.
Yeah, no one's allowed to know how we did it. We'll die before we tell anyone. This is gonna have some consequences for my relationship, isn't it?
You're shitting me. We got him.
It would seem as though you have been killed. But why were you killed? Why did you have to die? Do you remember? It seems you forgot an important fact while your consciousness was hazy.
Stop saying it seems whatever.
It was a necessity for your escape from certain doom. What a tremendous plan. How might you be capable of executing such a feat? Well then, let us rouse the memories which are missing.
I thought I had successfully come off of the truth serum that made me forget things that were important, which makes it a really bad truth serum, doesn't it?
Hey, they're going. You realized it too, then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me. Probably. It was your social studies trip. We met him in the hallway.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Obviously, because apparently I'm bringing this up to you.
He's heard my voice. This whole deal feels sketchy. Yeah, that was my plan too. Okay, let's get everyone on the same page right away. There's something else we want you to look into. One more person has been on our mind. If it's possible, I want to eavesdrop on their phone conversation. That'll be tough.
Unless we could get their phone.
Right, we really need your help.
I'd have to plant a bug directly on the phone.
So it's impossible even for you. I didn't say it was impossible. Okay, I've got a plan. That's perfect. Don't worry, I'll tell you the details later.
Why? What?
This is gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Really? I'm glad in this moment where I'm remembering my lost memories, I still don't get to know everything that I remembered.
I see. So we're going to use this place.
It'll be a gamble.
I think it's gonna work. You can't tell a thing.
It seems you finally...
How did I remember the part I wasn't there for?
...is not over yet. There are still things that must be done.
And thus, Cognitive Me was killed. While real me gets to sit here and be smug. No, I don't think we need to save. Suicide is a worthy end for a villain? Must be a cultural thing. Although, how did we get me out of... Yeah, she could have done it, I guess. That's what Futaba was talking her through. Okay. Oh, I wish we could have seen a tank. That would have been cool. Yeah, but they won't be capable of doing metaverse stuff. Although, Akechi has presumably told the boss man who we are. So, we'd all just be murdered in our sleep if we had just dealt with Akechi. That wouldn't have been great. I'm glad we went with the plan we did.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
You really didn't cause her trouble.
Man, that goddamn...
You used her to cause trouble.
Look who's here.
Hey, you big bastard!
Hey, you leave my parents out of this.
You must be fine if you're joking around like that.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
Yep.
You weren't told anything?
That was the point.
I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Why? Did you have a hot date or something?
What really happened?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else?
Yeah.
Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Well, I mean, a bit.
Himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe us.
Have you suspect Akechi? Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God.
We're very bold people. We're young enough to be stupid.
Wait, so what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He lied to us.
To Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry. Was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you
Yes,
don't understand him,
and we can lie and translate to you. It'll be great.
Mona
talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
No. Thanks to me and Morgana paying some
Akechi at the
attention.
school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Yeah.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake.
I mean, I was too, but if he can hear me doing commentary, that's really messed up.
Lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
Well, yeah.
That said, we weren't
Once you hear someone talking about pancakes, you think, I could go for some pancakes.
That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly.
Doesn't Japan have good internet? Like,
That was just an act!
the installation part is not that difficult.
Confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Yes.
No surprise over the idea that your adopted daughter wiretapped someone's phone.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that,
What cases has he actually solved?
Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
By the way, do we still have the tap on his phone? For when he used a name?
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions?
First,
we required a quality, realistic world.
the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing. You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
Yeah, that's how most of us deal with you at the beginning, Morgana.
It's good we have her heading up our operations.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi. But I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the
You should be turning towards
to
her.
heal your heart, after all.
You're talking to her.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us.
There we go. Thank you.
We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once
Are
we
we
heard that from a
certain about that, though?
really went to check it out without a catchy knowing.
Because we'd have to see the place in the real world, unless there's pictures on Makoto's laptop. Or not Makoto's laptop, Sai's laptop.
Replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result,
Well, I mean, we were sort of expecting it.
to grab the treasure. We couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act. We had prepared
Okay, why are you explaining it that way then?
and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he
How did we make sure of that? Did he have them in the metaverse the whole time? 'Cause that would be incredibly stupid of him.
Captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room.
Nursing some bruises.
Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
Ah, it's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
Yeah, if we could have had Morgana around, you'd be able to understand him. Maybe.
Palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
Nope.
Understandable. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you...
What were our other ideas available?
I knew you'd realize the
Go into hiding?
realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we
We
emerged.
could become like the A-Team.
Then the reason
We should have gone into hiding.
was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
Well, that's kind of idiotic.
In a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
Or be carried out or whatever.
And thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal. If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died.
In fairness, I did lose consciousness. But then they threw water on my face to keep beating me up.
Still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion, even with
A whole day having to lead normal life. That must have sucked.
I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against.
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Can it, Cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive.
Again, it has not been that long.
Until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you. You saved me, after all.
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know.
I could use a coffee, apparently.
This old brain is pooped. Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together and talk. You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
Why is the upstairs not good
This
enough?
guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs.
Alright, that's why the upstairs isn't good enough.
The liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Story updated. In case I need to look back at what I have done.
That sounds familiar.
It's me, Akechi.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in
The
particular.
principal offender?
You've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work
Really?
quite substantially.
Black blood from the eyes?
Loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death.
And the line that was written there from Akechi is not the line he read.
At any
Phantom
rate,
Thieves and the Phantom Thieves.
And I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
Not quite the same.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
I don't know. being set up just to fix an election. That's kind of sad.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives. Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Morgana is really losing this staring contest with Futaba.
Well,
He's blinking way too much.
We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder.
Alright, good. We did still have the thing.
Shido. Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who? I believe...
Does no one watch the news?
Remember Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility.
Like?
First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
Well, no, he had to get elected beforehand.
No matter what it takes.
Right? He is a member of the party who's already in power somewhat.
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this, just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved.
In the theft of her research or in her death?
I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had. He would have just...
And now we're gonna definitely go after him.
That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves.
Well, okay, the mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, and Phantom Thieves actions are
Prime Minister
not that difficult to connect to each other.
Believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
He'll take advantage of his power and...
It was simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always. Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister.
You actually have to add the description?
Well, duh. Ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
The Diet Building.
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
You die.
We got a hit!
Why are we surprised?
Arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet Building?
I mean, isn't that the point?
It's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right? Hell yeah! Nobody...
Was that him cracking his neck, or...?
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together.
Time for revenge.
Then it's unanimous.
Wait, Makoto hasn't said anything.
Figure out what he thinks that diet building place is.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
Yes, that would be before the 18th.
There's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the diet building after school.
That reminds me. What are you gonna do about school? Can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Ms. Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let
But
me find out you're alive then, alright?
I'm considered dead.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches.
I needed more free time.
Place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
Well, the change of heart would then be followed by a
That the leader of the Phantom
jail
Thieves committed
sentence.
Suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals, you know.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed.
Well, that and because there really wasn't another good
The
option.
true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
So I guess
I finally made it this
name was never
It's already
linked to me.
years since we met.
It's just the leader of the Phantom Thieves is dead.
The media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy.
Interesting
because
choice.
Of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse?
That's not exactly the right way to store wine.
Said he'd support me. I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Thank you for spelling this out nice and clearly.
Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor.
Seriously, if Akechi just wore a wire, this guy is willing to completely implicate himself.
The director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
Clearly your actions will help.
To be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals, which is why I made them suspects.
Scandals less so.
That I turned psychotic and solved them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception.
But
with their management,
why? He has a clean image.
check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought...
That doesn't actually make sense.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun.
Seriously?
And they're dissolving justice.
You can't just talk about this. No one has any sense of decorum on how to not say things that implicate yourself.
However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins. I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates
in what way?
And follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the chosen.
Just as an economic power?
Has been very
Economic tower? Yes, that's exactly what I meant to say.
Become Prime Minister. I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known.
No, when you become Prime Minister, you will try to kill him.
Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Ominous.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while. Don't worry about it.
Aw,
This'll be a
poor
breeze
me.
compared to what we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I
So,
don't really care what happens to Shido one way
as far as
when I consider the fact that
the people who know me not that well, their thought is that I've gone back home to my family.
with you until the very end.
But the people who have worked out that I'm part of the Phantom Thieves are thinking that I have committed suicide?
Well, how do I put this?
That's not brilliant. Still, you will deal with that later. For now, though, bye.